on, baby. Come through and chill. Let me stop. Welcome to Thought Crimes, everyone. It's your girl, Sin.
Hey, of course, it's your man, Prince Solomon, and we're going to go ahead and talk about Miguel and J. Cole.
Come through and chill.
Video, right?
Yeah.
It's dropping at the appropriate time, too. I like the fact that they decided to feed off each other's energy because we know J. Cole just dropped KOD.
Yes, he did. I think it broke the streaming record of Kendrick and Drake.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Yeah, and a lot of people, don't understand that about J. Cole and his presence. He has a lot of prominent.
He built up a strong fan base.
Yeah, I mean, they have to give it to him. They really do have to give it to him. He may not come across like how other people want him to, but that's what fans are for. You have the freedom to like whoever you like and who you don't like. But I will say this with Miguel and J. Cole, as far as an R&B artist and a rapper, I think they have one of the strongest synergies I've seen between both parties since the likes of a Neo and a Fabulous. And the only reason why I bring that up because the only thing I really liked about Neo is that he still gave me contemporary R&B with a slight twist. He didn't completely jump into trying to be on tracks with will.i.am and all that type of stuff, just, stepping away from the soul of it. And I like that about Miguel is that he brings into this era traditional contemporary R&B with a slight Afro-Latino twist, because you can hear the instrumentals in the background.
Do you think there's a stigma to having a whole body of work between an R&B artist or a neo-soul artist and a rapper? Because we've seen so many of them have great synergy and never do an entire piece of work. You have D'Angelo and Method Man, Method Man and Redman. You had, like you said, Fabulous and Neo. We've also, seen Cole and Janet, Cole and Miguel, and we really would like to see a Miguel and J. Cole album. But we've seen DMX and Cisco. We've seen a lot of potential to do an entire body of work, but it never happens.
A lot of times that may take place due to label issues, scheduling, and then also image. I don't know what is going on with rap music as it stands right now. Even historically, they've been more receptive to R&B flavors in the early 90s, mid 90s, and the early 2000s. And now we're kind of pushing in either like a Katy Perry-ish pop Juicy J sound, or everybody's trying to go for like a dusty drill trap music sound.
You said it right. It's the image thing, because even though Drake was like 50% R&B, 50% rap, and Take Care and different things like that, when he went on tour and they were suggesting, so you're doing this R&B hip hop thing, why don't you have an R&B cats go on tour with you? And he said no. I drew for Kendrick and ASAP Rocky, and there is a stigma. Even when it came to Take Care, it sounded like he wanted to go all the way R&B, but didn't. Or he wanted to do the Aaliyah and Drake album, but we already know why that happened, because Aaliyah isn't here anymore, and certain people felt a certain way about it. Family, friends.
Very sensitive. And they have every right to feel that way. Subject because, for a lot of people.
Yeah, they feel Timbaland and Missy should always be involved with anything that Aaliyah is doing pertaining to music. Even without that type of controversy, though, it seems like it's always okay for an R&B artist to just exclusively add a little bit of hip-hop flavor, where we're talking about JD and Usher, who always have great chemistry, although JD is also a producer, or one would say producer first, rapper second. Missy and Sierra, or Sierra and Ludacris. We can keep going on and on.
And also I think a couple notable missed opportunities did include when Usher, Ludacris, and Lil Jon were going to try to do something different. And I actually was looking forward to that project, because when they did that song Lovers and Friends, that song was very popular, and it gave you like this new weird twist on R&B, but it still kept traditional sound. I even thought when Method Man and Mary J. Blige did You All I Need,
could have been an album.
I thought that was a missed opportunity, So we've seen them try to incorporate aspects of it, because that's what Murder Inc. became known for more so than anything else, because Ja Rule did try the street anthem route and all that, but DMX had that sector cornered, so Ja Rule had to do something else to get into a different space, because he wanted to vocally distinguish himself from DMX, right? Even though I always felt Ja Rule had a heavier voice, though. He just has a heavier voice. That's, but lyricism, DMX has that department hands down.
Hands down.
It's not even a competition.
Artistic vision as well.
I've never heard Ja Rule record a song on the equivalency of The Professional. But that being said, though.
DMX and Aaliyah just recorded so mad.
Yeah, DMX and Aaliyah.
They had great synergy.
Yeah, but then
an album.
Yeah, even think about how Ja Rule and Ashanti were pushing, but they never did like a complete album together.
Exactly, it was always just features.
Yeah, so it's like, I think it would be nice if Miguel and J. Cole do that, because I think people misinterpret the energy of J. Cole. People say, oh, he's sleepy, it's NyQuil energy, it's a coma-inducing tearful performance. They always say that about him. It's really that J. Cole has a throwback energy to what certain rappers and MCs used to have in the 90s, where they were comfortable embracing R&B elements in their music.
And he has a great crooning voice.
Yes, he does.
I know people try to laugh when I said last time him and Kendrick have a great singing voice, but they really do. They can actually really sing. If J. Cole picked up a acoustic guitar and did a little bit more vocal training, and I already know by his crooning that he's already doing vocal training, he can easily have this bluesy, smoky, folky type of album if he wants to go there.
I would definitely lean him towards more of the folky, energy.
And Kendrick
has the bluesy.
Yeah, he could do the jazz. Yeah. Kendrick could do jazz and stuff if he wants. So it's like, it's interesting that you don't really get to see in this day and age, like in the 70s, or even to an extent in the 80s, artists really experiment. It's like even what you said about like Beyonce, right? She's dope on the level of Michael and Prince and everybody, all the icons, Tina in performance, right? Mm. But album-wise, outside of Dangerously in Love and Lemonade, you don't really see her diversify as much as you already know what she has in her, to do the big band, to do, to hear it in the music, for her to go into so many different territories, and Beyonce is an icon now. She's 36 years old, and it just seems to me that artists of today are more pigeonholed. I mean, we call Michael Jackson pigeonholed, but Michael Jackson technically did do a lot of different styles before people felt some of the rhythmic vocal patterns that he was doing was becoming stale, but he went into a lot of different territories musically. So what is your perception of why we don't see artists really going out like that?
It's corporatism. That's all it is. It's simple corporatism. It doesn't allow for experimental albums. When Outkast shifted from the Southern Player style with the Stetson hats and the shoes and all of that, the Dob hats and things like that, and then they shifted into the ATLian energy, and then they were incorporating vocals from the likes of Erykah Badu, and it was more of an R&B-ish type album. It was a different style. Some of the people were reacting differently, but they embraced it. But they were pulling off of what we saw cooking with LaFace Records in the South as well, with the TLC energy, what we saw with early Usher as well. So things are a little bit different now, and you're not really going to get what we see with Miguel and J. Cole, or even when we saw Kendrick Lamar and Rihanna. You're not going to really get more of that from a lot of the artists that are popping right now, because it's just kind of, everybody wants to maintain a sound. It's like you either are sounding like this when it comes to the idea of R&B and rap, right? It's either sounding like something like a throwaway Katy Perry, Juicy J type instrumental, or even what we're seeing in rap music, people are going for like the dirty, dusty drill, Lil Pump style, so there's like no bridge in between the two.
Yeah,
and I think
saying mainstream.
Yeah, we're saying mainstream. But what the internet has allowed was the democratizing of space, in the sense of where you're seeing guys like Khalil, you see her, you see him, you see Mick Jenkins, you see a lot of different artists experimenting with traditional R&B sound, and that's what I see J. Cole and Miguel pulling off this energy. They're kind of that cloth, they're mainstream, but their energy resonates with that independent circle. Even some of the artists you mentioned, Van Jess and groups like that, that's what we're kind of seeing here with Miguel and J. Cole. It's real soulful.
Also, I love the video Come Through and Chill, the various shades of women that are in the video. And it's a throwback, which I think a lot of R&B artists and hip-hop artists have become very sleazy and lazy. But even though there's, it deals in the theme of sex, of course, and sexuality, you have women in there that actually have talent. I don't know the dancer and the dancer/model who's in this particular video. Anybody who knows her name, let me know. The beautiful dark-skinned woman who was dancing on stage, but you could tell she is definitely into choreography. You could tell she's a dancer, and you don't really see a lot of that anymore when it comes to mainstream hip-hop. It's all about sleaziness. It's all about just the stripper culture. And the stripper culture, that could be all cool and nice and stuff, but we need to definitely open a door for women who are versatile in their dancing. They went to school for this, or they've trained for this. And I like the fact that, Miguel featuring Cole, this video really do showcase that. And it showcases explicitly sexuality without being explicitly sleazy too, just to throw that out there again, because I really like that.
Yeah, it's about, lending to the imagination, and it's done with class. I always said it's funny, though. I remember at one time when I was little and I saw Cisco, he was like, somebody sleeping in my bed. And then he gets in there, there's two women. He's crying. And I was like, what's wrong with you? Go fix that. But here, what's interesting about the concept of come through and chill, right? So it shows like Miguel, he has a woman, they're out enjoying, and his other lady calls and she's like, I want to see you right now. Then, he goes, sees her and everything. The woman kind of suspects something's going on. Then she goes down to his video shoot and it's set while he's filming, and he is looking at the woman with admiration, and she can feel that he feels something for this woman. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, she's about to cut up on the scene. That's what it looks like. Then she's like, I want some of that too. She was chill with the situation.
She started smiling halfway through.
Yeah, so she was feeling the same thing he was feeling for her.
Let the girl come through and chill.
There you go. Let both girls come through and chill. And also, again, sonically, one of the reasons why I was drawn to this track is because of the production of Salaam Remi. And Salaam Remi is an underrated producer, not only in hip hop, but also in contemporary R&B. Salaam Remi's instrumentals worked well with Nas. They worked well with a lot of other guys as well, and women in hip hop. But also, he was behind many of the tracks with Estelle. All right, you remember Estelle?
Of course. Yeah. I hate that, I love it.
Yeah. So he always gives you that warm, cooking energy. That's what it feels like with him. So the fact that you got Miguel, you got J. Cole, and you got Salaam Remi, that's like a trifecta right there.
And let's not forget, I'm glad you brought up him, because he needs to be on the album too with Cole and Miguel.
Yeah, if he can be like the guy behind,
the mediator. That's
because
what he is.
he understands the energy and the flow,
blending both worlds.
Yeah, and another thing about this, the reason why I brought up Fabulous, and I'm talking about when he was with Neo, right? Him, Method Man, those guys were like some of the best MCs that when they got on a R&B track, they were able to flow in the grooves. Mm-hmm. J. Cole does that very well, and so does Kendrick. Yeah. But I like when J. Cole gets on these types of tracks, and then you have a strong singer like Miguel who's injecting his own style into it as well, and he's just bringing it in with a slight twist. I mean, you can't go wrong with a collaborative effort on both parties.
You also, like you said, you're starting to see more of an expansion on sexuality, but in a classier way, just like with we're talking about Janelle Make Me Feel, that had like a Prince, David Bowie type of vibe to it. And you had Tessa Thompson and the male model, the actor that was in there as well. So you do have these themes of either bisexuality or again, other forms of sexuality between adults, and it's sensual and it's not in a very forced manner or vulgar manner too. So it comes across real smooth.
Yeah, that's another thing about it is a lot of the R&B, there was a period, I would say, let's go back to 2006, right around that whole T-Pain and Trey Songz, the later part of Trey Songz' career. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, and even in August I was singing, I thought the R&B became too vulgar, and this is like, I'm not having Will Smith ears. Like, if I'm going to listen to DMX, if I'm going to listen to DJ Quick, that's the space I want. When I come into R&B, I don't really want to hear that same energy. I'm ready to like unwind and
at least
relax.
do it in a clever way.
Yeah, it's just when it was like you couldn't tell if this person was a rapper or were they singing. Like, what was the issue here?
It was just corny because D'Angelo, you know, had ass shaking in his video. You know, even when he did the song with featuring Method Man and Redman on his second album, his second debut album. So it's like
it was just lazy.
It did, yeah.
There was no class.
It was lazy because D'Angelo, obviously, you could tell he's an R&B artist, but it had that hip hop flavor with it. It had a little bit of grit to it. Yeah. But with this is like, yo, some of the Chris Brown songs, right? You just come off as a fucking rapper. That's corny.
That's it.
You know, or
production too.
And don't get me wrong, actually, Chris Brown in the mix of them corny tracks, he do have some good songs still, you know, interwoven within that. But, you know, going back to Miguel, going back to D'Angelo, you know, even Maxwell, you know, that's the vibe that I think is it's a perfect, you know.
Here's the thing that I like, okay, the issue, like we bring up Chris Brown, right? There was a period where I just thought I first of all, I wasn't really into Chris Brown like that before musically.
You thought it was a little like a bubblegum tween.
Yeah,
which was the point. It was like you know, a little.
And it
cool
was
it now.
Yeah, and it was funny. It was cool.
For kids.
I had no problem with it, but I liked him as a performer. I said, man, he can dance.
Yeah.
I said, man, he can dance. He will not stop sweating. Right? Whoop. Every time he hit a backflip, whoop, whoop, whoop. I was like, man.
It's a man on the fly.
You remember them little toys you push them and then they pop up?
Yeah.
That's what he reminded me of.
Even with that Teen Bop one, remember we used to always have those cute things where it was like an R&B kid and then you had a rapper like, was it Jules, like, stepping out, it's Santana to get
I was like, I don't know what he's saying. Hey, come in, as your man on the floor. But anyway, here's the thing about it though. Chris Brown, I thought his music was okay. It was decent. I did like some of the stronger instrumental tracks that was produced by Scott Storch because I thought his voice sounded very nice on it.
So do you like the Kiss tracks then?
Yeah, it was very snappy. It was quick and it was interesting. And to me, when T-Pain was being humorous, I liked that part of T-Pain, Tallahassee Pain, but he was a rapper at one time, then he went into R&B.
Because he can sing though, despite his auto-tune.
Yeah, and what was so bad about it was he had hits without the auto-tune, but people just couldn't, you know, they don't remember them as much. But when T-Pain got into that whole I'm in love with a stripper culture, and he
just was corny.
Yeah, he just stayed there. It's kind of like where Tory Lanez is right now. He got stuck in the fake Canada nigga trap music with the patches in his hair, right? So it's like those guys weren't even really singing anymore. It was just like it was almost like bootleg versions of a Bone Thug and Harmony flow, just much more unsuccessfully and half-assing it on top of that. When I want to hear R&B tracks like D'Angelo with his side nigga face. Let's be real. D'Angelo had nigga R&B music. You know, when he's like, motherfucker, all that shit, right? Yeah. But the way it was done, it was done in the classical sense, the classical rough sense.
Jazz blues, man.
Of, you know, Etta James. If you listen to Etta James' album, she had the same type of energy. Yes, she was. Yeah. But it's about the delivery, the creativity, the essence of it. And what I'm saying about a lot of these guys.
And the talent.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, they was sounding lazy to me, you know? So when I used to hear Trey Songz, you know, talking about bitches give me head, bitch, I'm like, what?
Suck my dick, bitch.
Right.
What the fuck?
Bro, like, what we doing? This is just ass clapping strip club music. I can't play this in a love session with Sin. Like, not like that if you're trying to get it on, but so that's why I like when I see, you know, guys like Miguel, and I'm glad he was able to take control of his career because if he hadn't, they were going to bury him under all the Will.i.am's clothing.
That sci-fi Will.i.am shit, bullshit. I mean, that sci-fi shit works with Janelle, but
not with him.
The way they was trying to market him, man, that shit don't work.
Even
well.
The haircuts they would give him because, you know,
they gave him them elf ears with them fucking.
Yeah, because he got like kind of a fat head a little bit.
He got a round head, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't cut too deep into the boy's hair because
they was cutting deep into.
He gonna look like a brat doll after a while.
They did make him look like a brat doll. Like, come on, stop playing Miguel. I remember I went to the Nets. I was watching the game,
right?
And Miguel, he had them sci-fi glasses on, them tight pants and shirt.
You remember?
He was singing and nobody was feeling him. Everybody
looked like he came to planet Earth.
Yeah, they were
communicating.
They were talking over him. They were.
Yeah, but
all I want is you now. Yeah, so man, yo, you saw that? Nobody was paying attention to him.
Yeah, who is this boy with the sleeveless jacket with patches on it?
They were one step close to booing him.
Yeah, because, they were trying to market him in a way. And I remember that video he was in with Wale. I thought it was so goofy. I was like, man, I can't listen to this boy's music.
Oh, Wale is another one, man. What was I think, was it Miguel with Blossom? Damn, I can't remember right now.
Okay.
Wale sounds good with R&B artists. He needs to do a full album as well.
It's because it's the way the staccato of their flow. Like J. Cole has it very well, where he finds the grooves and he's just flowing and they never break. If you listen to how J. Cole flows over these type of tracks, he never breaks. Same thing with Wale. When he gets in his groove, actually, Wale has a more fluid flow than J. Cole over these types of tracks, right?
Yeah.
But Wale was mismarketed, because they put him in, again, stripper territory with the music. So he tried to be conscious with the strippers, so that didn't work. But yeah, I do feel it's a disservice. They're cheating the fans, and these guys are cheating the longevity of their career by not embracing the soulful elements, the true essence of R&B, like traditional R&B. Just get in there, man. So I would love to hear Miguel and J. Cole on an album together. In fact, I would be looking forward to that more so than the Kendrick and J. Cole album. I just said it. I know I'm going to catch some heat, but I said it. Whatever.
Everybody leave a comment below. Let us know, would you be excited with a J. Cole Miguel album, a full entire album with them, track to track to track? And then also let us know what you think about the video Come Through and Chill with Miguel featuring Cole.
One other thing too, I would actually like to hear a Janelle Monáe and Andre 3 Stacks album.
That would be very interesting. Everybody subscribe to our YouTube channel, Twitch, also Black Spot TV, and also make sure you check out our website, www.thoughtcrimesworld.com. Peace.
I saw the check, nigga. Huh?
Go to our Patreon for more. And don't bother me. Are you tired of the same ridiculous corporate-backed videos trending over original content creators?
This is the real Alex Jones, as you can see.
Pants, poopy pants, poopy pants.
Then join Black Spot TV. Free from the chains of silly censorship and biased algorithms, you can share, explore, and view content by people like you. Black Spot TV.
What business are you in?
Oh, I make my bread and butter. I'm pushing.
What business are you in?
Oh, I make my bread and butter. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm pushing.
What business are you in?
Oh, I make my bread.